Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be making a Chicago Bulls mailbag. If you guys want me to continue to do these, I would love to do these weekly, so definitely leave a comment below saying if you guys want me to do these weekly or not. Either way, like I said, leave a like on this video. It helps me out and the video out a lot. And also leave any other questions or just mailbag questions below today's video. And I'll possibly make another one soon depending on how this video does. Like the video, leave some comments and questions below. It helps me out. And it shows you guys want to see these videos more often. Also, just thank you guys for all the support on the channel recently. I'm trying to get back into things. I've been taking a few days off. I'm sorry about that. Definitely also leave any type of video series you guys want to see on this channel. I'm always talking about the latest Chicago Bulls news, latest rumors and such. Name any other series or videos you guys want to see on this channel weekly. But either way, let me just jump right into today's mailbag. The first question is about Derrick Rose. I expected this to happen. But either way, let me just give my honest opinion. The question is, how would you feel about the Chicago Bulls trading for Derrick Rose and have him be the player who comes off the bench and also mentors Coby White? I have said this, I've talked about this in many other mailbag and other just rumor videos. And I also saw the Pistons will likely trade Derrick Rose before the trade deadline for assets. They are a rebuilding team. I did see Derrick Rose is happy in Detroit though, and he's happy mentoring Killian Hayes. I've said this many times, I believe he would fit amazing with the Chicago Bulls team, especially with how young we are. Everyone in Chicago loves Rose and all that. But he is on technically a one-year contract, so he will be a free agent this offseason. So like I said, I would love Rose to come to the team, mentor Coby White. I love Coby White. He's always driving hard to the rim. He reminds me of Derrick, just how young he was and how he was always driving. I'm not saying he's close to as good as Derrick, but just when he's driving, it reminds me of him at times and how quick he is. He gets up and down the floor. But, like I said, I would love for the Bulls to trade for Derrick Rose. He was the whole reason why I became a Bulls fan and started watching basketball. But honestly, I don't want us to, man. Like I said, he's going to be a free agent this upcoming offseason. I don't want the Bulls to trade Chandler, Hutchison or 2 seconds to Detroit for half of a season of Derrick Rose, especially if we're not aiming for the playoffs or close to the playoffs by the trade deadline. I would love to trade for him and do all this, just it's not the smart thing to do, especially with Arcidiacono. I don't see Arcidiacono targeting Derrick Rose, especially before the trade deadline. And I know Arcidiacono likes drafting players with second-round picks, so I don't feel like he's just going to trade away second-rounders for Derrick Rose, especially for half a season of Derrick Rose. Definitely leave any comments or questions below about that question. And also, the next question is, trade Zach LaVine, get a real point guard, and let Coby play the 2 position. I know there's been a lot of Zach LaVine rumors, and there's going to be because he's the Bulls' best player, and there's been a lot of news and rumors about just how Tomas likes two-way players, and Zach LaVine really isn't that. And there's also been some rumors about Coby White not being a true 1, even though I do believe he's been slowly but surely getting better game by game. I mean, I saw he had 10 assists the other game versus the Wizards. I like Coby at the 1. I don't think we should trade Zach LaVine either, but if Tomas does or Zach LaVine demands a trade later in the season due to the Bulls injuries or losing piling up, I could definitely see that happen. But I'm not for trading Zach LaVine and getting a real point guard because we do have Otto coming off the bench, and he has been playing amazing, running the Bulls offense and just honestly being a great 6-man for the Bulls. And I also really like Billy Donovan. You could see that the Bulls finally have a good coach because whenever Coby White is struggling, he puts Otto in, lets Otto run the point guard. Then Kobe's more of a 2 guard, his natural position, and it helps him out. So I'm not for this. I think the Bulls should stick with it. I believe Coby has done a solid job running the point guard position so far. And like I said, anytime he struggles, they just put in Otto, and it helps out both of them and the Bulls offense. And the next question in today's mailbag is, what do you think of Patrick Williams? I think he has been very solid. He's just done everything correctly. He does make a few mistakes here and there, but honestly, not really. He is already starting. I love to see that. This whole season's about player development and just the Bulls' young guys getting better. He did just turn 19, and honestly, I believe the sky is the limit with this kid. He is already so young. He has a nice mid-range shot. His arc is great. I saw he's shooting 50% from the three-point line. That's amazing for a rookie that really wasn't the best three-point shooter in college. He was always a good free throw shooter, and people have said, if you're a good free throw shooter, you mostly tend to develop a good three-point shot in the NBA. You know, his defense has been really solid for a 19-year-old still learning the game. I just hope the Bulls continue to let him start. You know, even though Otto has looked good off the bench, I believe he just fits better with the Bulls off the bench, like Otto on the bench and then Patrick Williams starting, especially because he's part of our future, and I want him to start guarding the Bulls or like the opponent's best players. But other than that, I really like the pick. I honestly love the pick. I'm really excited for this kid's future with the Bulls and in the NBA. And I also expected this question. You know, the question is, when do you think AD will come to Chicago? Name an exact year. You know, I'm going to be honest, I've talked about the Anthony Davis rumor for a while now, especially since, or like before he signed that Supermax deal with the Lakers or whatever. I'm going to put out a bold prediction. I don't see him coming home, and I'm going to be honest, I don't want him to come home anymore. By the time that contract's up, he's going to be like 32, 33, and that's getting up there in age for old, like big men, I'd say. So I'm just not for it. I don't want him to pull a Dwayne Wade. Like, yeah, it was cool seeing Wade in the Bulls jersey for a year, but honestly, it was just a waste of a year. You know, the Bulls could have rebuilt a year earlier and been possibly in a different spot than now. I don't want Anthony Davis to come home. He's going to be too old. He's just not going to be that like solid. And I don't think Arturas is going to want him when he's 33, 34, when his contract ends up. So yeah, I don't see him coming home. I'm sorry to say it. And the next question in today's mailbag is, who do you think the Bulls will target in free agency? You know, this is going to be a tough one. You know, this free agency was supposed to have a bunch of big free agents and big names, and that is not the case anymore. The Bulls will most likely still have 1 to 2 max contracts available. I could definitely see us targeting like Paul Millsap, you know, or maybe Chris Paul if he declines his deal, but honestly, there's nobody too solid out in this free agency class coming up. I definitely could see the Bulls signing Paul Millsap. I'm not sure if he signed an extension or a 2-year deal or like maybe as a player option. I'm not sure. This free agency is definitely going to be wild. You know, the Bulls finally have cap space, and there's most likely not going to be any big names out there. I mean, Kawhi could decline his max or his contract or whatever, his option. I just don't see him coming to Chicago. I mean, he left Toronto after winning a championship because he doesn't like the cold, and he went home to LA. I don't see him coming to Chicago. I mean, who knows? The NBA is a crazy place, but I'm honestly not sure who the Bulls will target in this upcoming free agency class. You know, I'll definitely continue to make videos. If any news or rumors about that come out, definitely answer all these questions below today's video while I'm talking about it. And also, I want to hear who you guys want the Bulls to target in this free agency coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick little mailbag video. I'll probably make like a Chicago Bulls hot take video soon if you guys want that. Like I said, leave a like on the video. It helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Also, leave any questions below today's video for the next mailbag. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.